Look at that trash though. Hey Fruit Bats, it's Freely Banana Girl here. Welcome to another episode. So today's video is an Ask Freely video. So I asked you Fruit Bats to ask me all your burning questions on Facebook. And I got a lot of responses, about 250 questions in like 1 hour. And I wish I could answer them all, but it'd probably take like 10 million hours, okay? So I'm gonna stick to like 5 or 10 of your questions. Go to the top ones for a start. Celeste Campbell. For those of us who are going to school or working during the day, do you have any tips on consuming enough calories when we don't have a kitchen at our disposal? She got like 52 likes for that question, so it's very popular. Yes, Celeste, my tip is Datorade. Datorade is so good because it keeps fresh all day. You can blend it in the morning and have it for lunch and it's still really yummy. You just shake it up before you drink it. So in the morning before work, you blend 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, as many dates as you want with water and some vanilla drops or some peppermint drops. And Bob's your uncle, you got a beautiful smoothie for lunch. And I don't really recommend like bananas or other fruits because they don't keep as well. They go bitter and it just doesn't taste very nice, tastes pretty makey, so stick with the Datorade. That's my #1 tip. And at the end of the day, take fruit. You know, fruit comes in the perfect takeaway package. It is the ultimate fast food. You know, grab a bunch of bananas, make sure they're ripe, of course, and take that into work. You know, eat that at your desk or whatever you're doing. Dried fruit as well. Take dried fruit. It's a great snack, great lunch. Just don't have every single day, but definitely get into having some dried fruit here and there. So I hope that helps, Celeste. All right, Danny Scarlett has another popular question, 46 likes. What's the story of how Freely met Harley? Yes, that is one that I've been asked quite a bit. And yeah, so we met on a raw food forum back in 2006. You know, I was getting into this lifestyle. I was really excited, just mega excited. And I was like searching for all, you know, raw food forums online. I came across an Australian one and he was on there. He was telling people to calm the fuck up. And I noticed him, he noticed me. And we eventually got together. It took like about 1.5 years of being buddies. I remember he came to Sydney where I was living. He was living in Adelaide and he stayed with me for like 2 weeks. That was the first time we met, but he stayed in my like room basically for 2 weeks. I remember when he came to the door, I was like, and I opened the door. The first time I met him, he was wearing what I call the vegan condom, which is like the tight cycling outfit that you see guys like in the Tour de France wear. And I'm like, what is he wearing? I was so oblivious to cycling. I had not even seen one of these like outfits before. I don't know where my head was, but anyway, I'm like, what is he wearing? And at that point, I was right into like bodybuilding guys. So I'm like, no, this isn't going to go anywhere because he was, you know, lean and not, you know, the big muscle heads that I was into. So anyway, he stayed for 2 weeks and I actually said, oh, you know, maybe you better move on because, you know, it was 2 weeks in my bedroom and, you know, nothing was happening, even though, you know, we liked each other, but it wasn't overtly obvious at that point. So anyway, cut to the chase, like about 1 year later, we got together. You know, the spark started to fly. So that is the story, Danny. That's the brief kind of story. Brittany Page, if you cannot afford organic, is it still worth it to take on this raw fruit bat journey, or will the accumulative amount of pesticides you take outweigh the positive effects of eating just the raw fruits and veggies? Thanks, Freely, you're awesome. Thank you, Brittany. So, good question. It is a good question. What I say in that situation is to trust your taste buds, okay? If the fruit is conventional and it tastes really good, like you'll get in Thailand, it's largely conventional but tastes really good, means that it's not being, you know, hammered with as much pesticides and chemicals and stuff like that. So definitely, you can still do this journey and have conventional fruit, but make sure it tastes good because then, you know, the nutrient, you know, level is high in it. It's actually healthy for you. If it tastes like crap, then do not have it. It's most likely been hammered to death with pesticides and that's just suicide. So you don't want to get into that. So yes, that is okay. You've got to think of, I mean, like it's definitely, doable having conventional. I mean, I go for organic, okay? I put organic first because it's important to me. Even when I was living below the poverty line, I was always putting organic first. So you can cut back in other areas of your life and afford it. You'd be surprised at how many places that you can cut back in your life, you know, maybe buying clothing or, I don't know, going to the movies, eating out a lot, and actually afford organic. So another question from Kathy Rosario. Freely, I'm 27 and I've been vegan 8 months now. I want to know what's the best way to keep up weight. I've gone from 160 pounds to 120 pounds. That's what I weighed 10 years ago in high school. Most people would be happy with that. How can I keep some mass and muscle on me? And there's a photo of Kathy and she looks gorgeous. There she is, you can't really tell, but she looks really gorgeous, Kathy. Well, Kathy, my recommendation is strength training. Start pumping those muscles. And I know, like, I've got some pretty skinny arms going on at the moment. I really do, because I don't do strength training. But if I did, I would build muscle in that region. But aesthetically, I don't care. It's like their arms. It doesn't worry me too much. You know, if someone has a problem with it, that's their problem. But Kathy, definitely get into strength training, build that quality muscle tissue, okay? I think that pretty much answers the question. And make sure you eat enough calories to support muscle growth. You need to do that. If you're severely under-eating, then you're not going to build that quality muscle tissue. You're not going to have the calories to do that. I think this will be the last one because this video is going on quite long already. And maybe I'll do a round 2 and I'll get to these questions. I feel really bad because there's so many questions and I don't want to miss any of your questions, but I can only do what I can do. How did you find motivation in the beginning of your journey? How did I find motivation? The motivation was strong because I was just, bluntly put, I was feeling and looking like shit. Okay, I had terrible digestion, terrible skin, I was overweight, I was feeling ill all the time. So, you know, I was trying all these different diets in desperation. I'm like, oh, maybe this is going to be it, this is going to be it, this is going to make me healthy, this is going to make me feel my best, this is it. And nothing was getting me there. But so when I found this lifestyle and I could eat as much fruit as I care for, I could eat as much carbs, I was ecstatic because I'd always been on this low candida, you know, no fruit diet, which was just driving me insane. So when I found out this lifestyle, you know, was unlimited calories and I could get lean eventually and feel my best and all of that, then it just made sense. So that was the motivation. The motivation was feeling and looking like crap. And I know a lot of you have that as a motivation as well. What's your number 1 tip for someone switching to a vegan lifestyle for the first time? Number 1 tip for switching to vegan lifestyle is to educate yourself. Okay, I've got a number of videos on, you know, why you shouldn't drink milk and why you shouldn't eat eggs. Watch Earthlings. Definitely watch Earthlings. That is a powerful, powerful video. I'll put a link in the description below. Remind me if I forget. You know, just really educate yourself on why you're doing this. Because when you stack up the reasons why you should go vegan and stay vegan, then it's easier to stay on board. And of course, carve the fuck up. You gotta carve the fuck up, okay? Because you can have all the like conviction in the world, but if you're constantly starving yourself of nutrition, like you're just not eating enough over and over again, you're gonna start to question the lifestyle. You will. It doesn't matter how much conviction you have. This is going. You will start to question the lifestyle. So cut the fuck up, educate yourself, and, you know, find a community around you or form a community, start it. And you'll have support as well. And go to the rawtill4.com forum and start your 30-day journal there daily because there's support in the group. All right, I think that is it for now. I'm sorry I couldn't answer all your questions. I hope that helped. And that's it. I'm going to get on with my day. I hope that is helpful. So don't forget to go fruit or root yourself, and I will see you soon.